just rehash a couple of issues. And I want to start talking about what we consider like livable cities from the global perspective. So there is a lot of discussion about livability. Always there is a lot of consensus about livability is sustainable, livability is associated with what we call in green cities, smart cities, sustainable cities. But it is only with 2015 and the issue and the outlining the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, and then later on with the National Urban Agenda approved during the Surabaya and Quito 2016, that livable cities is become really a global trend, a global term, and how the way we want to realize and develop cities. Next. Okay, and here is explained well, because until the change in the mindset is between the values, what we call in Millennium Development Goals, and then how we move in the new global and sustainable development goals. And the change in the mindset was that to creating tackle issue like poverty reduction, increasing living condition, reducing, improving water and sanitation, making cities livable is just through urban development. 65% of these SDG are based on through realized and implemented through urban planning. So for the first time at the global level, we accepted that the only way to improving livability and the only way we can create in a city more greener, sustainable, is through urban planning. It's not like a sectorial or silos program. It's just through an integrated approach. Okay, next. And okay, Asia cities we know are record-breaking. By 2030, 58% of the Asian population will be urban. Okay, sorry. But the most important data, and the one issue I want to raise to you and bring it to the floor, is that 50% of the urban population will be living in secondary cities, in more or less in urban settlements with less than 1 million people. But they will generate 20% of the GDP. So the issue is always there is a lot of discussion about main urban center. In the urban center it's easy. In the urban center we have know-how, we have innovation, we have a lot of opportunity. There is a research center, but then most of the people and the population will be living in secondary cities, and in secondary cities it's very difficult. And it's in the secondary city where you need to tackle issues like reducing CO2 carbon emission. So as you can see, for example, issue from the World Economic Forum, we are expecting that 75% of the infrastructure will be developed in secondary cities. And then we will see later on how, for example, the connection, the linkage between main urban center and secondary city is really important to, from one side to connect secondary cities in the main urban center, and from the other side to help to improving competitiveness and prosperity in the main urban center. These two things cannot be disjointed. Next. Okay, briefly, just we have a lot of definition about livable cities. I want to just do extract 3 main concepts. The first one from The Economist, 2011, and they associate livability to economic competitiveness of the cities. And then the third one, GEL architects, and then mainly they see planning livable cities from the bottom-up perspective. So it's more like from the needs of the neighborhoods, from the needs from the people that we can build and livable cities. And the last one, just a second, last one because it's really important. Last one is again with the new urban agenda, and they're talking about the approach and the governance and how we realize livable cities through an holistic integrated approach. Because when we're talking about livability, we're talking about how to tackle climate change, environmental pollution, water and sanitation, mobility and transport. All those things cannot be tackled in a silos way, but only in an integrated way. Next. Okay. a lot of index, but the question is livable for one. So, and the most important thing is livable cities need to be tailored at a local level. We need to understand the risk and the needs at the local level. It's not something that can be comparable at international standards. Next. Okay, I will go through this, what I think, I strongly believe there should be like the ingredients or the shopping bag with all the concept and solutions for livable cities. The first one, strengthen a spatial planning and creating productive cities. So the main concept is, there is a very robust statistical and also research on that. And they said that if we double the size of the cities, we can achieve 3–5% of GDP. So having said that, urbanization and urban growth is really the main, is really important. It's the way we can realize and making cities more competitive. So this, and also prosperity, and the second way, how to increase in the living condition of the people. So this is to say as important thing. Second things I want to mention about the spatial planning. So when we're talking about, for example, generally in the main area is easy. Main area we have most of the mature production is happening in the main area. All the products are manufactured and produced in the main area, but also with a high cost. And so bringing innovation and creating secondary cities, so implementing specialization in secondary cities, help also to improving the competitiveness of the main urban area. Because we are agreed that we need to urbanize, we are agreed we need to expand, but also in the way we expand in the efficient way is the solution. It's not only increasing the dimension of the cities. And clearly, adopting, for example, city cluster development is one of the way we believe is the way we should plan in a spatial level cities. Second thing is about mobility. We know that, we said before, every people has a trade-off. So I think when we plan in cities, generally we plan in three main things. And there is a very integrated planning approach between job opportunity, mobility, and land use market. So every people decide where to live based on the distance. They generally use 1 hour, they use 1 hour of movement or 1 hour of transport to reach the job and the workplace. So this is based the most faster and the most efficient mobility and transport you have, and then you can expand in the cities and can expand in what we call it the labor market. And other things I want to mention is okay, bring innovation. We know that innovation is one of the key driver to creating a job opportunity, to improving know-how, to bring talent, and then making your cities more, again, livable. We have a lot of projects in Boston, Indonesia, and Singapore. So, and then also we have in EU invented these smart specialization strategies. It's the way they want to develop in startups and developing increasing competitiveness and innovation. Clearly, from the policy perspective, we arrived then at urban design, urban planning. The city they should provide a room for this space and provide a room for this development. Okay, next. Okay, next. I want to talk briefly about this. I was involved with UNDP last year in a project called Supporting Green Urban Development in Small and Medium-Sized Cities in Belarus. And through this project, we wanted to achieve mainly to creating green cities, reducing 30% of the carbon emission, and incrementing economic opportunities. Through this project, and I want to say that the main goals and achievement, we achieved remarkable environmental benefit for environmental perspective, water, waste, and energy. Just creating based on the urban circularity approach. Second things it was creating a framework, creating a plan for the expansion of the city and the infrastructure. It was a base plan. It was just a framework for people and for an increasing dialogue and cooperation between different departments, different stakeholders and actors together. This is really important when you want to plan and developing and improving smart, sustainable, livable cities. And then the last thing is we provide a capacity building for sharing knowledge for other cities. Next. And the way, this more or less was the approach. So we started from creating a framework and integrating different actors together, providing goals, strategies. And then this will be developed in creating a mere assessment and a scheme, how we create synergies, how we create a benefit, how we create urban circularity between different partners and actors working together. This has been exported in the synergies and in the urban design guidelines, and then has been applied in the context. This is the way we approach it from the main idea and then down to the urban design. Okay, next. I want to talk about this one. So, livable cities also, there is a lot of wide discussion to make a global city. If you want to recognize your cities also at a global level, it's important to think into design child-friendly cities. I was a consultant with UNICEF for preparing urban design guidelines for this project, and I just want to say that we're expecting that 2030 54% of the population under 18 will be living in urban area, so we have to think this opportunity to rethinking how we plan and we manage and we design the urban place, this place making. And I think that this could be also an opportunity to create a new innovative idea and then bring in innovation and bring in new know-how in the cities. Okay, next. Okay, this was more or less to explain that the urban design guidelines, they need to be approached and developed from the project level down to the policy level. It was more like a bottom-up approach. Okay, next. Okay. Thank you very much. Prima casa bagna.